What's going on, guys? Red Bull Tanker, and welcome back to Korea 625 War Operation Killer Turn 11 for the UN and the United States. Alright, going over, starting with the UN with 22. They bought 3 mech infantry, a supply truck, and 2 supply. They will not conduct any combat this turn, just non-combat in the winter, so those units are coming here. These units will come to Daejeon. I don't yet want to risk the fleet up here around the massive communist air forces. And then we deploy a green under their destroyer. They now have 4 destroyers in here. And then we can move these gentlemen onto the build queue. And we can call that good. And they collect, UN collects 20. All right, over to the US with 50. First off, they're going to rebuild they're going to build a new carrier, and they're going to build a transport. They're going to build 8 infantry. We have the entire 40th Infantry Division with the 224th, 223rd, and 160th Infantry Regiments. We are bringing back the 25th Division, so once again that's the 27th, the 35th, the 24th, and the 29th regiments of the 25th Division, and then we are reconstituting the 38th Regiment of the 2nd Infantry Division, and finally 2 more supply. Combat. The U.S. is only launching 2 combats this turn, which is we are once again going to try and bomb the Chinese bridges. So we'll start with the southern bridge first. 2R1. Oh, cripes. Alright, that one made it. Bridge damage. Oops, that's canted. Oh, come on. 3 damage. Okay, that's 3 damage on that bridge. And then next, alright, then the next bridge. That's an 11, that missed, and then I did it again. Alright, atomic bomb. Alright, the US gets another atomic bomb. So they now have a stockpile of 3 weapons that they could purchase. And then, alright, then damage on the second bridge. 1. Well, that didn't. Well, 1 is just enough. Alright, non-combat. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this transport, bring it to Seoul, take this transport, bring it back from Seoul, and then CECO of the 1st Battalion 187th is coming back to Seoul. Both bombers will be coming back to Seoul. Oh. Both strategic bombers will be returning to Seoul. Oh boy. Okay, so both strategic bombers have returned to Seoul. I'm going to move the 10th Corps back. Move these guys forward. I'm going to send this guy back. He's going to bring 3 supply. Leave 2 there. or actually, just so that way. Okay, and then this supply truck is actually going to backpedal back to Busan. This guy's going to go forward. Again, winter weather, so they can only go one space. So we are moving 10th Corps back to Kenong to create a reserve for the Allied forces, at least on the Eastern Front. Kind of doing the same thing here in Chorwan on the west, just start trying to create some kind of a reserve army. And now we got 1st and 9th Corps strung along here, connected to the UN forces here. What else did I want to do? 7th Fleet is going to come back to Sea Zone 5. These forces here, everyone's going to move up. We're going to try and squeeze everybody into Pohang. Okay, so these are all in Pohang. That's what's left in Busan. We brought the fleet over from here. And then I think that's it. Okay, so then we are deploying 2 destroyers and a cruiser on the 7th Fleet, and then dropping the 2 regiments of the 187th down here, or the 1 regiment of the 187th down here, Deco, 2nd Battalion, and then 2 artillery with the forces down here at Busan, and then we will did it again. Put these guys on the build queue. Okay, and then going over scoreboard. Communist 28, Allies 30. We won't need this anymore. We are now moving on to turn 12, April and May 1952. The game is definitely looking to heat up again as the communists are now looking like they're poised to launch their next major offensive against the Allied armies here in the south. I do need to get these guys back on their army card, so I shall do that. I'll probably do that. I can do that. No, I'll do that in between. I'll do that before. I'll do that in between. So that is going to be it for turn 11, and we will see you guys next time for turn 12. So until then, guys, as always, take care.